11 people last March, admits he was at the scene, but says someone else set the blaze. Court documents citing Montreal police testimony allege that Denis Bégin was caught on video in the area around the building both before and after the fire. Bégin spent 51 months on the lam after escaping a minimum security prison in 2019. He was arrested last May after being identified during the fatal fire investigation. Police have not arrested Bégin or even publicly named him in the case. There's a new residence opening downtown for men who have no homes. The building contains 54 brand new studio apartments, and the residence will be supported by social workers. The building is in Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault's riding of Laurier-Sainte-Marie. He says they didn't want the project to be too big.
When it comes to social housing, you can't have massive projects because those projects need to be accompanied by services and organizations like la Maison du Père and all of the others will tell you that's not as beautiful when it comes to social housing and these type of projects because people need to be accompanied. People need different kinds of services, and you can't provide services like that in massive projects. We're not doing condos here. This is not what this is about.
He says in the years to come, with many small projects, they hope to provide enough social housing for everybody who needs it. Mayor Valérie Plante called it, quote, not respectful. She reacted today to federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's comments yesterday about housing, calling her incompetent for blocking construction sites. Plante spoke to CJD David Hertel today.
I was quite disturbed, and I thought it was, in French we say, it was easy. You were sort of coming up with few numbers, but it doesn't show the complexity of the reality, of course.
On Twitter, she expanded on that complexity, saying in Quebec, federal housing dollars don't pass through the cities. And Loblaw says it's reversing course on a decision to reduce its discounts on grocery items nearing expiry.
Canada's largest grocery retailer drew public anger this week after it decided that last day sale items would be marked down by 30% instead of between 30 and 50%.
Charges a terrible miscarriage of justice and says Baldwin relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. The professional responsible for gun safety was Armorer Henry Gutierrez Reed, who in police body camera video seemed not to even know who had the weapon at the time of the accident. So the defense, the first time around, said, well, the gun could not possibly have been fired by Mr. Baldwin because the trigger didn't work, it was broken, and it is not fireable. And the FBI took it, examined the entire thing, but in the process of doing so, broke it. And they thought, well, this will be the end of this case. Well, the gun has been put back together, and it's been determined that the trigger wasn't broken, that the trigger needed to Sam Watts from Welcome Hall Mission. In 2024, the needs are greater than ever. When you donate to Welcome Hall Mission, you help us provide free groceries to families struggling to make ends meet. You help us to connect seniors who are living in isolation to the Health and Social Services Network. And importantly, you help us support people who don't have a place to call home so that they can get back into permanent housing. The only way forward is giving back. Please donate today at welcomehallmission.com.
Here's Joey Lice to talk about
Visibility. I saw that one coming, didn't I?
Wow, I'm impressed.
Because when you're a pedestrian, it's vital that drivers see you coming.
Oh, okay. This is a serious ad.
It sure is. We need to watch out for pedestrians, but pedestrians also need to make themselves visible. And a lot of things can help with that, like crossing the road at the right place and not walking between cars.
When it comes to road safety,
We all need to drive change. I saw it coming again. Am I alert or what?
a message from the Gouvernement du Québec.
Are you experiencing blurry vision, eye strain, or headaches from staring at screens all day? Are you concerned about AMD? Protect your eyes with New Nordic's Blueberry Strong. Blueberry Strong nourishes your eyes with lutein and concentrated on Swedish blueberries with a superior concentration of color pigments and antioxidants, promoting healthy eyesight, better night vision, and less eye strain. That's why Blueberry Strong is Scandinavia's #1 selling eye supplement. Available at Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, Loblaws, Shopko 2, and London Drugs, or online at Amazon and newnordic.ca.
Mazda can't promise you a snowy winter, but we can predict 90 days without monthly financing payments. Yes, enjoy 90 days without monthly financing payments in the Mazda CX-50, built to tackle winter confidently, thanks to standard iActive all-wheel drive, plus heated seats and defrosting mirrors for added comfort. And remember, it comes with an unlimited mileage warranty. Act fast. The Mazda CX-50 is here now, but the offer ends January 31st. Down payment required. Conditions apply. Details at your Mazda dealership.
Silver and gold for cash once you're broken and unwanted jewelry. They'll pay you by cash or check on the spot. For over 16 years, Silver and Gold for Cash has been your trusted source for the best rates in Montreal. Go to Sancho Leonardo da Vinci Tuesday to Saturday 10 to 5 or silverandgoldforcash.com. Take your business to the next level with a TV commercial. CreativeServices.ca can help for less than you might imagine. We're the pros at CTV Montreal, so we know TV production. Now, let us get you there. Visit CreativeServices.ca. This is News Talk Tonight with Jim Richards on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. I was making the point yesterday that there seems to be a huge outcry when perhaps a pitcher for the Blue Jays, he is not a very good pitcher for the Blue Jays. If it was like one of the Blue Jay stars, I'm not sure what would have happened to him. If the thought is that the person is homophobic, he was released from the team. There is an MMA star, like a star headliner tomorrow at the UFC. I think it's $297. It is in Toronto. It is sold out. It is going to be a huge deal. Sean Strickland is the guy's name, and he was asked several questions by a reporter. I thought when this reporter has got a huge pair because he did not back down when asking the questions about some of the things that Sean had said in the past. Now, Sean, his pedigree, he was raised in a way that might not be, well, it's probably cool, not cool for all of us. He was a neo-Nazi. He had been convicted of a hate crime. He has spoken out against the LGBTQ community, and he has also publicly stated that he would not want his kid to be gay. There's a little bit of the interaction yesterday between Alex Lee, the reporter, and
that's a lot.
MMA star for the WFC, Sean Strickland. Glad to hear it. It's been great. Are you Canadian? Of course I am. Are you part of the opposition? Are you? I don't know how to phrase that. Not like. Well, I did want to ask you. Did you vote for Trudeau? You know what I'm about to say. And let me tell you something right now. The man says he's not going to say, like, you asked, did you vote for Biden? He's like, oh, I'm not going to say that's none of your business. He voted for Biden. John, I'm glad you had great experience. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. The enemy of Canada. Alright, so it's gotta be. We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said if I had a gay son, I would think I'd... Well, look, another reason I'm saying in the swamp, you guys, a swamp. You become a champion, you become a star, and then someone's... Let me ask you something. Are you gay? I had the chance to interact with her at first. Are you gay? Can I get an answer? Well, I'm asking you this point, are you a gay man? I'm an ally of the community. Okay. If you had a son and he was like, son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you want a grandkid?
weak man, dude. You're part of the problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just pathetic. And the fact that you have no backbone, and as he shut down the country and sees bank accounts, you ask me some stupid like that. Go yourself. Move on, man.
Thanks for the question, but I did want to ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what will know what they stand for. Are you
this Canadian's not that Canadian.
Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental illness, and now.
So I think he had the idea, but I don't know that the WFC would have done something, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, but because, everybody's like, oh, the liberals keep on bringing up these culture wars. I'm not sure that they're the people who are bringing it up all of the time, but times have changed. Dana White is the head of the UFC.
Did a video for Trump, right, on my personal social media, and one of our big sponsors wanted to take that down. You know what I said? Oh, stuff. You vote for whoever you want to vote for, and I'll vote for whoever I want to vote for. That's how this works. I don't even care who you're voting for. It's none of my business. Don't have to call me and tell me who to vote for.
By the way, I don't think either of these guys should be canceled, and I don't think there's anything wrong with what Dana White just said there. But in the case of when you're talking about Disney, ESPN in the States is going to be carrying this fight on Disney Plus. When you're talking about Disney, they just kicked Rogers off of their air. Can't be on Pat McAfee show any longer for calling somebody a pedophile without any proof, and you're allowing this to happen. Disney went to war in Florida against DeSantis, now quiet and not saying anything about this. So I just wanted to talk to the person who is responsible for some of those questions, and Alexander joins us right now. He's actually in order. And let's be fair. First of all, thank you very much for your time, Alexander. Appreciate it.
Hey Jim, hey, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate reaching out, and
Why are you so nervous?
really having fun on the situation.
What do you say to people who are like, okay, what does this have to do with the game? Let me just say this about that. The people who are like, what does this actually have to do with the game? And the same people who are probably screaming about Colin Kaepernick or any number of different things. It doesn't have anything to do with the game, but it has to do with one of the big faces of one of the most popular sports in the world right now.
Yeah, listen, I think people only saw the clip, which you played, which is a good clip, a good clip that represents the change pretty well. But if anyone saw the whole sort of 25-minute media day that you did, he comes in right away bringing this politics. He's coming in. People can see some great write-ups done in Global News, CBC, very recast event, and that really lay out how strange the backlash is, because he's right away. It's part of his shtick is politics. That's why people like him. I think even his fans would say, we love that he speaks out. We love that he speaks out probably with about issues that they happen to agree with and that they're very okay with. And so for anyone to think that this was made a political issue out of nowhere is just completely false. He started it, not that it matters, but I think we all understand it's fair game with some content like that. So it's kind of funny how the story has been twisted by some of the people who weren't happy with that line of questioning, because it is political. And most importantly, Jim, I had to run up my editors and this great writer, creator from Outsports, Sid Ziegler, who helped me to figure out the best way to phrase this sort of question. And a lot of it is pertaining to the fight night, because he said the trans comments, he's going to use his fight time to address this issue and to attack a company sponsor.
The on the mat of UFC is a huge Bud Light logo. Like, that's on the UFC match. So that you'll see tomorrow. So, that goes hand in hand with Kid Rock shooting up some beer, making some great points by doing that. What I thought was, and you're right, he comes out. You can't say don't make it political, but he's wearing a T-shirt that says "Women belong in the kitchen and a gun in every hand," which is basically what he said. So Rogers on his T-shirt.
Yeah, what people really mean, a lot of the flack I've been getting is we don't like it when it's brought up when it's something we don't agree with. If we agree with it, bring it on the politics you want. We love it. It's part of the show. We love that stuff. If we don't agree with it, whoa, why are you getting so political for us? So it's this kind of lack of logic and lack of consistency you have to deal with. And it's why, like, I'll tell you the past couple of days, anyone can look at my people mentioning me on social media. A lot of negativity, a lot of people coming at me, and not intelligent people, probably a lot of bots. But you can see the lack of logic. You see the kind of people that take that side. It's why it's so easy to kind of shrug it off.
I think a lot of people would not have stood in there and kind of moved along and not stuck to their guns. Where did that come from?
Again, I got a lot of help from a lot of support from people. Again, helping me approach it the right way. And in the moment, it just kind of came out. The question somehow came up, or one of the guys in the back out. The question came up almost better than I had planned to say that. So that worked out great.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, I'm not trying to sound like a tough guy, because let me tell you something. If Sean Strickland and I got in a fight, destroyed me in 5 seconds. But in a confrontation of words and ideas, I have never been less intimidated in my life. And Jim, I am not someone who likes competition. I'm someone who, you step to me, I'm very easy to back down.
I'm sorry we're short on time, Alex, but I've got about a minute here. I thought it was good to see that the majority of the UFC, I would say community, in that writers like Ariel Harani were congratulating you for bringing, holding this guy to account.
Yeah, so I'll leave on that a positive note. For all these blocks and things and all these bad comments, I've got so many great notes, great messages, and people from the community. And I don't mean to speak for them. I'm not the person that speaks for them. But if anyone felt a little bit safer because they know that there was a conversation happening and that people, not just me, there's a lot of people that care about them and want to be able to watch MMA and enjoy sports and be welcome in this environment, it made anyone feel better, and it was totally worth it. So I have no regrets about how it went down.
And anybody who thinks that anybody's being a baby here, I'm going to be watching the fights tomorrow, and I know there's a guy that I don't agree with, but I know like half the text board probably doesn't agree with me, and my parents politically, I don't agree with Politics next on the NR Talk Radio Network.
Now, an update from the CKAG 800 Traffic Center.
Well, good old evening to you with your transcript not anywhere near.
paradise is calling. Book with your local travel agent or... When the time comes to choose a new Toyota, never compromise on quality. Buy or lease your new Toyota at Spinelli Toyota.
It's time to Toyota at Spinelli Toyota. Take advantage of a $2,000 cash rebate on 2023 BZ4X demonstration vehicles, starting from $133 per week on a 60-month lease at 7.19% with $0 down. A 100% electric SUV from $42,500, including government rebates.
Spinelli Toyota, the address of choice for all automotive services in Lachine and Point Claire.
This is Sam Watts from Welcome Home Mission. In 2024, the needs are greater than ever. When you donate to Welcome Home Mission, you help us provide free groceries to families struggling to make ends meet. You help us to connect seniors who are living in isolation to the Health and Social Services Network. And importantly, you help us support people who don't have a place to call home so that they can get back into permanent housing. The only way forward is giving back. Please donate today at welcomehomemission.com.
I thought that was stone cold stupid because Chow needs someone to fight with on this, right? Frankly, when she introduces a big tax hike like that, she owns the tax hike. She can say it's the fault of another level of government, but go to a bar, go to a restaurant, go to a coffee shop, people go, oh, Chow's raising taxes. They don't say Chow's raising taxes for the following 7 reasons. They say Chow's raising taxes. By getting into an argument with her, you help her frame the fight as a battle between levels of government, and you're saying, what? Like, people aren't being fair to me. Name me the last real, live, breathing, normal person you ever met who said, God, you know, these taxes are really beating the hell out of me. But most of all, I'm worried about whether or not it's fair to all of my elected representatives. It's just stupid.
It is stupid. And when I heard him rating, I thought, okay, this is one of the seats that's up for grabs, maybe. And that's what I was thinking.
That might be.
It sounds like he's trying to really.
Okay, so even worse. So what are you doing? You're betraying your fear. You're showing your fear in public. Nothing works better than showing your throat when you're scared. So my argument is that's unstrategic. That's the wrong fight. Don't engage Chow in that fight. Shrug your shoulders when people ask you the question here on News Talk 1010 or elsewhere, and just go, well, you know what? We putting in hundreds of millions for transport, millions for Chow, all sorts of things now. You know, so if Mayor Chow wants to raise taxes, that's her choice. And get out of the battle. Don't give her the fight she wants, because you're helping your opponent by engaging in the fight that she's looking for.
But he's also wrong, isn't he? I mean, for people living and listening in Montreal and Ottawa, places like that, they're probably burdened by refugees as less than Toronto, but isn't the fact that, hey, now we have these refugees and, you know, whose fault is that? I mean, it's not anybody's fault, but whose responsibility is it? If you're opening up the doors, then you need to help us pay for this.
Well, I mean, it takes it to another level, which is from my perspective, even though I think the Chow's making a mistake because she will be branded for these tax hikes, I think this gambit, which some people like, I don't like. I think it's bad, smart, and stupid politics. I think that Baker's politics, his political play on this can give you that fight is stupid. But the final thing I'd say is I think that the federal government does need to be this. There is a need for the federal transportation, and I know it's a national show, but Toronto has to do more when the federal government sneezes than every other municipality.
Yeah. Okay. Quickly, I want to get you on whether or not this Trudeau vacation is a thing. I think it's a thing because it's Trudeau, but I'm not sure if it's a thing this time around. It's been a thing because he's made it a thing in years past, but is this year's vacation an actual thing?
Who cares? First of all, it's a thing because how could you possibly, after all the past experiences, how could a friend in his office stop this up again? So that's the thing. It just makes you shake your head because you need to be better than this. I don't know if you noticed, but you're behind. Maybe time to pull up your trousers. Second, it's a thing because we could come off to a long start in 2024. 2023 was a beating of a year for Trudeau. Yep. He needed a new clean slate. He started with this, and 3 weeks later, it's still hanging around. It's a huge thing, but it's a wrong way to start the year, man.
Okay, Scott, have a great weekend. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Niners.
I don't know. I think Love and Green Bay looked really good last week, but it'll be a great game. Thanks, Scott. This is News Talk Tonight on the iHeart Radio Network.
How about something light and healthy for lunch? Like a couscous salad, a honey mustard chicken salad, or even a classic Caesar salad from Sublime Creations. Affordable gourmet meals that you freeze and heat when you're ready to eat. Order now at creationsublime.com.
If cold weather means diagnosis.
Avoid impossible cold weather starts because of an old battery.
Address of choice for all automotive services. This newscast brought to you by the EMSB, celebrating Quebec Francophone culture this month. Kindergarten registration starts February 5th. For more, go to emsb.qc.ca.
Good evening, it's 9 o'clock. I'm Dean Bertoya with your CTV News Update. Currently minus 15 degrees, more like minus 22 with the wind chill. Weather details in minutes. Here's what's breaking news right now. A 23-year-old man allegedly hit a woman with his car and flipped him over while he was speeding. The former Montreal pastor admits he sexually assaulted his daughter, a one of his congregation members, and where two Montreal counties want another rev station built. First with the latest from the CJAD Traffic Center, here's Mark Shalhoub.
Well, Dane, snow removal is winding down. Also very cold out there, so limited road work. None of it tonight. A little bit tomorrow. One Route 20 West Surface Road, aka Montreal Toronto Boulevard West, will be shut between St. John Street and Gallows Avenue until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That's essentially 85 meters stretch, so take out the pitch and wedge. Maximum speed limit on the Coastal Pitch, 15 kilometers per hour. By crash on the approach to the stand this morning. Trucks on the bridge as well. So you put yourself in a very, very winner-take-all situation for the electoral hours, like alternate routes in most cases. A free coffee zone, welcome. Stop by a Voisin convenience store with gas and get a free coffee when you fill up. Some conditions apply. See details at West.
Early this morning, a 28-year-old woman was hit by a car at around 4 a.m. near Saint Laurent and Beaubier. She suffered a serious head injury. Then, not long afterwards, a man was arrested after his speeding car flipped over trying to merge onto the westbound Metropolitan. Jean-Pierre Brabant that the car that flipped over was the same one that struck the woman. As mentioned earlier, speed was a factor, and Cabas says alcohol was too, and the suspect was accordingly. The former pastor of the Montreal West Presbyterian Church pleaded guilty today for abusing a 13-year-old daughter of a congregation member. CTV Stéphane Giroux reports.
Pastor Samson Afuakwa was sentenced to 8 months behind bars at the Valleyfield Courthouse. During his tenure, he sexually abused the teenage daughter of a church member who immediately went to police when he found out. Afuakwa's victim told the court during an emotional victim impact statement that she treated the pastor like a father figure and felt betrayed when she realized he was a pedophile. Her own father says he was ostracized by his fellow churchgoers for denouncing Afuakwa. It's unfortunate, so people are really brainwashed, and they don't see anything bad in the person who is a spiritual leader. They can't really see
New Montreal City Councilors have tabled a motion calling on the city to add a station between Central Station and Nuns Island. There is a rev station planned for Robert Bourassa near William Boulevard, but the councillors, Craig Sauvé and Serge Sasseville, say the area needs another station near Bridge Street. They say it's especially important because Montreal plans to add up to 20,000 residents to the Ridgemont neighborhood. Here's Craig Sauvé.
Honestly, I think this desensitized neighborhood to a certain point relies on having that kind of high-quality public transit. It's not
5,000 residents are currently fucking
close
taken by the bank.
Existing,
Foreclosures.
centers. It's a little far away from the schools. It's a little far away from, sort of the existent network of Montreal. So if we want this neighborhood to be accessible, we have to connect it to the rest of Montreal. We're going to densify the heck out of that neighborhood. So in terms of a business case,
Gentrified.
it's a good deal for them. They're going to have lots of riders.
The motion will be debated on Monday. For more news, go to CJAD.com or download the iHeartRadio app. And now your tornado weather center forecast tonight, increasing cloudiness. The overnight low -17, feeling more like -25 with a wind chill. Tomorrow mainly cloudy with periods of light snow. The high -10 with the wind chill feeling more like -23 in the morning, then -18 in the afternoon. And on Sunday, sunny with a high of -10. It's -15 downtown right now, but feeling like -22. For a complete recap of today's top stories in Montreal, join us tonight at 11:30 on CTV, or stay dialed in right here on News Talk Radio.
Talk Radio Network. I am probably one of the top 150 talk radio hosts in the country right now doing a show, and we thank you very much for your time. All right, coming up in a matter of about half an hour, something called the Field. It's the good news stories from the past 7 days. Our friend Amber Dowling is going to be here as well with some of the top streaming stories, and that's as much as you need to know right now. I've got other things that I want to get to.
It's News Talk tonight on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. Here's your host, Jim Richards.
I'd love to hear from you right now if you own a company that has received bad reviews. Not that you would. You all seem like fairly decent people who would run establishments that deserve good reviews, but there are some times when I hear all sorts of stories from people who've received like ridiculous bad reviews, like just like super dumb reviews. And so now that the Competition Bureau has decided that they're going to go after corporations that have fake good reviews, I don't know. I don't know like how tough it is to run a business right now where someone, because they're petty or because they're dumb, somebody, or maybe you made a legitimate mistake that you're sorry about, that there's some sort of petty person who is trying to sabotage your business. I've run into it with listeners because someone might have a different opinion or that someone might be a moron. I remember the time, I had a promo that ran during the day that said, we're going to be talking with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt when they were together. We'll be here, and if not, the show will be entirely free. It was hilarious. But the idea is, folks, the show is always free. So if they're not going to be on the show, which they were never going to be on the show, and every normal person would agree that they knew that they were going to be on the show is always going to be free. The show was free whether they were on the show or not. But I did not know that people would line up outside of the radio station waiting for. So one woman came down with her kids, and they waited in front of the station to see Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. And they were mad, and they wrote the station. And I apologized. I offered to pay for them to go to a room theater, whatever they wanted to, without them not get enough for their fee. I mean, it was like a never-ending highway. And if we have a website, or any number of different things, she would never, she didn't, there was nothing that the radio station didn't do. And I remember what happened. Like it happened 2 years before we got a new boss, and then the new boss gets here and goes, "Who is this lady who is angry with you?" And I had to explain the whole thing to him. And I was about to apologize again, and then she wouldn't accept the apology. But like there are some very unreasonable. But when I hear that's why when I hear this story from the Competition Bureau, when the Competition Bureau is saying to crack down on fake reviews, but they're cracking down on fake reviews that are done by the company. But all I'm saying is that wouldn't there be times when maybe the company is just trying to get above water? Because you can't get rid of these things. Can you get rid of these things? The other company owners, any small business owners that have had a hard time shaking ridiculous bad reviews. There might be a time when you won't get, we had a bad day that day. Or, for whatever reason, it was off or something was off, and somebody was getting other people had to do it, and yeah, some people who were in here on, the third week of in middle April on a Tuesday, they had a bad experience. And, yeah. But I could see that the idea would be, okay, you know what? We got to get our rating back up to maybe where it would be normally before we had this bad experience. So the idea is that, I do that. Maybe by either people who are there to fair. But I don't know, like the Competition Bureau, what the hell are you don't have anything better to do? You just be like, you know what would be a good idea? More variety in grocery stores. Okay? The same people who allowed many of the big grocery store chains to gobble up some of their smaller competition is now informing us that, hey, you know, it's a good idea? More grocery stores. Oh, really? Thank you. And now the most important thing the Competition Bureau has to do is worry about website reviews? Does everybody worry about website reviews, though? I mean, if you're going to a new restaurant, something like that, I guess it's probably something that you do. Do you go by word of mouth? I am not sure. I am sure of one thing. I want this segment to be countertop wars. Do we have enough time for countertop wars? Let me say. To me, it's almost on my counters, I had to make a decision. Do I want 2 coffee makers? And one isn't a normal pot coffee maker and a Keurig. It's a Keurig and an espresso. There was a time there that the Keurig and the espresso.
Why are you such a douche?
For best coffee, and I don't know what I was thinking because now it is espresso by a million miles. It's like it's not even close.
Why are you such a douche?
A great coffee, and I'm sure you can spend more than an espresso machine. But if you want great coffee, espresso is the way to go. But we got arguing about microwaves. Somebody told me that they didn't want an air fryer because they don't have the counter room.
They're fucking huge.
Room underneath. So here
I have a whole table dedicated to my air fryer. I don't even want an air fryer. I want a deep fryer.
A friend of mine just got a new apartment, and she said that her counter.
My husband doesn't believe in microwaves. Her and Tony Baloney, and I think it's because they're Vietnamese. Tony's neurotic. Once a week, he boils water and then puts it in bottles. I was like, Tony, can you be any more fucking Asian?
The thing that went for me was I put the toaster.
Ridiculous.
Island that's one of those industrial.
They don't believe in microwaves. I'm like, how do you live without a microwave? No, if it doesn't read it, throw it away. Throw your shit away. Listen, ladies, if you're speaking with. Because you live in a condo?
Yeah, I put my spice rack into a cupboard above the stove so it doesn't take up any room. I've had to get rid of my water kettle, the kettle that I boil water into.
I don't have a kettle. I don't own a kettle. I boil in a pot because you're too bored to get a kettle. I want a cast iron kettle.
They might not want an espresso, right? So there's that.
The
toaster is there to stay.
I hate my toaster. My word that makes you keep it.
What else? Oh, I have a stand mixer. I don't know why it's there.
What is a stand mixer?
A stand mixer, it's kind of like it's that mixer with the blades underneath. It's got the motor underneath and then it's
cool.
Yeah. No, not actually. Yeah, a blender.
I have so many prizes that I never use. I have a popcorn machine I never use. I have a bread maker I've never used. I have a magic bullet I've never used. There's something else that's really big.
From the CJAD 800 Traffic Center.
It's like a fucking fryer. Most of my appliances I have not used. We'll get them.
As well as over at the LaFontaine Title. Yeah, that in the latter case has been over the last couple of weeks, but it's 50K. Make sure the 2 arrows minutes for Sumi on the eastbound approach there to the tunnel. Touch more via the 25 south itself. No road work overnight. It's too cold, plus they're putting the finishing touches to the snorkel.
Things that happen when dumb bitches do renovations.
Easier with Scotiabank. Earn up to $550 with
I cannot paint until I take it off.
Or RRSP. Conditions apply. Let us know we see the ones calling your tips to start. Number 9 Mark for your next report
Are you exploring retirement living options for yourself or loved ones? Welcome to your local Chartwell Retirement Residence for their open house event on January 19th and 20th between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Visit chartwell.com to learn more. Welcome aboard this Air France radio message. Until February the 6th, enjoy fares at the very best prices during the Air France rendezvous and benefit from our 90 years of experience of in-flight fine dining, design, and comfort. Our very best 90th anniversary fares just landed. 3-tier flight to Paris starting at $855 return from Montreal, tax included. Elegance is a journey. Air France. Travel from January 24th to June 25th, September 18th to October 31st, 2024.
Oh, I don't have a mirror.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought
Oh,
it would be too difficult or
you
time
barely
consuming?
speak fucking English. Like,
Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
Sometimes a smile isn't the
this
smile.
is why I'm not allowed to be given power tools.
That hides the struggle. For some who have served in the Canadian Armed Forces or RCMP, mental health challenges can take on many faces. If you're struggling, there is support.
Not paying $5 for fucking half a piece of fucking stupid paper.
Or call 1-866-522-2122.
Old doll store. Buy sheets of paper covers up. Stab holes in
Are
it.
you troubled by your use of alcohol?
I'm not, they are.
Provides listening and information. It is confidential, free, and available 24/7. Call or chat via drughelp.quebec.
Kids don't kill cars. Fucking, donate fucking money to kids who can fucking spell.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K.
No, it's kids don't drive cars.
You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Donate today, and your car can be gone tomorrow.
No, thank you.
McDonald's breakfast burrito. It's your McDonald's breakfast wrapped in a cozy tortilla blanket. To be wrapped in a cozy tortilla blanket. At participating restaurants in Canada until 11 a.m.
When the time comes to buy or lease a Nissan, never compromise on quality. Buy your Nissan from Spinelli Nissan.
Until January 31st, Spinelli invites you to the Nissan Now event. Lease a 2024 Pathfinder S all-wheel drive for $499 per month for 24 months at 5.99% with an initial payment of $32.59. And enjoy a 1% rate reduction exclusively at Spinelli. An amazing SUV starting from $49,747.
Spinelli Nissan, the address of choice for all automotive services. JJ Cardinal Funeral Home is proudly family-owned and operated, having been in service to the community for over 50 years, helping families and loved ones navigate some of life's most difficult moments. They offer pre-planned services, comfortable and spacious visitation and reception rooms, cremation on site, as well as a unique columbarium that is integrated into breathtaking chapels. JJ Cardinal Funeral Home. Let their family serve your family with understanding, compassion, and integrity. Call 514-631-1511 or visit jjcardinal.ca. Welcome back to News Talk Tonight with Jim Richards on the iHeartRadio Talk Network.
It's the iHeart Talk Radio Network. Hi, everybody. I am Jim Richards. In moments, we're going to talk to Nathan Radke from the Uncover Up. He's got a great podcast on conspiracies and all sorts of junk. Bill Barr. nobody thought there was a flat Earth, but now it's like a thing. Like people actually do believe that the Earth is flat, and you can't tell them no because they saw it somewhere on the internet. And so I want to talk about, and maybe I'm late to this conversation, and maybe I'm like, I don't know why I thought that nobody's talked about this before, but because of the internet,
Jesus!
Stupid stuff. Believe anything. I've been in conversations with people, and I said stuff to them, and they're like, "Oh, where did you learn that? How do you know these things?"
That's like the natives.
It's called the news.
Natives tell me shit that's not even fucking true because I'm white and I'm gullible and I believe anything they say. And then I repeat it to other people and they think that's funny. I don't know why.
Tonight is on with your your host, Jim Richards, on the iHeartRadio Talk Network.
That is me. Her name is Zero. Our friend Amber is going to be here in about 15 minutes here, and we'll take a look at some of the new and streaming movies that you might want to check online, or shows that you might want to check out online. Always great to talk to her. She has the newest and the latest and what is being released this week. Now, I know that this might not be anything new, but I saw Bill Burr, and he was recently on Conan's podcast, and he had something to say about the amount of people who, this day and age, believe that the Earth is flat.
I like that. For the first 47 years, nobody thought the Earth was flat, right? And in the last 5 years, all of a sudden, people now are coming and telling me there's an ice wall that you can go look at. Like there's these ice walls. We're basically this giant bowl of, I don't know, cereal or something? Yeah. But once again, I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. But like, what is the upside to telling me of people that the world is flat as round? It's really flat. Yeah. What is the upside of doing that? Why trick us? Why deceive us? Yeah, what do you get out of doing that? They can't seem to answer it. But what we need to do is get a pilot's license and go through your instrument rating. And then when you see VOR signals and realize one of the things that blocks it is the curvature of the Earth, you'll stop trying to rent the folks to go look at the...
I thought that was interesting because he's right. I've met people who think that the Earth is flat. He reminded me back in 1999, David Bowie said that the ramifications of the internet would be very scary. I don't even know why one would think that back in 1999, but listen to this.
I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg. I think the potential of what the internet is going to do to society, both good and bad, is unimaginable. I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying. It's just a tool, though, isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's an alien life form.
What do you think? I mean, when you think then about
is there life on Mars? Yes, it's just landed here.
So it's simply a different delivery system there. You were arguing about something more profound.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the actual context and the state of content is going to be so different to anything that we can really envisage about.
And there it is right there as it brings down today things like, Sports Illustrated, and it's bringing down all of, the old media. And it's establishing new media. It's establishing people with big followings in the basement of their home. But that is great. There's nobody's trying to stop that as long as there's an agreed statement of facts. But there doesn't seem to be a buy-in on truth. And people seem to be willing to believe anything. Nathan Radke looks into this kind of stuff. His podcast is called The Uncovered. And he is a professor at Humber College. He joins right now. Nathan, thank you very much for your time.
Well, thanks for having me on.
I think we talked about this kind of stuff before, but it's to the point where I think that we're not able to go back and have an agreed statement of facts like you used to, because so many people are like, yeah, you know what, the good old days, like when there was freedom of speech, even if you're talking about America, there wasn't the amount of vile stuff that people would be spewing because of misinformation back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have kind of what they call a monoculture. People would sit down together at 6 o'clock and there would be maybe 3 news channels, and you would watch one of those. In the morning, there would be a newspaper. And of course, there's disadvantages to that. You don't get nearly as many perspectives. But the amount of perspectives we're getting now, and the lack of gatekeeping, the lack of professional journalism, it turns out that these things were extremely important in maintaining some kind of semblance of truth and reality. And that Bowie quotation was fantastic. I agree completely. We were not prepared for what the internet was going to do to us.
And I don't know what you can do about it now. I mean, you have a voter base down in the United States. Half of America doesn't have any kind of sense of reality, demonizes, and for a lot of reasons, good reason to demonize mainstream media. There are many good cases where they have perhaps dropped the ball in the reporting, but I think more often than not, the other way around, you can prove that people are, peddling misinformation, but without even any consequences, because at least if you're in mainstream media, people lose their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, the anonymity of the internet means that people can post things, and those things sort of take on a life of their own, and there's absolutely no consequences for the people who unleash that. I mean, there's a useful metaphor that I like to use. We have an immune system that helps protect us from the outside world, and sometimes it overreacts to pollen or peanut butter, and then we have an allergic reaction that harms us. In the same way, our minds have skepticism that helps protect us from scams and tricks. But when our skepticism overreacts, it turns into paranoia, which is harmful to us. And tragically, a lot of the content that we see on the internet, it really fires up and appeals to that paranoia, because there are people who have an interest in getting as many clicks as possible. And the way you get clicks is with content that is outrageous and disturbing.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I shouldn't laugh. When people write me and tell me I'm an idiot for believing this or believing that,
you're a fucking idiot though, Jim.
I'm reading it. It seems comical to me that people are attacking me for 1 + 1 + 1 = 2, and I don't know what to say because
you're a dumbass.
And you're just saying that because you're mainstream media, any number of different things. But when we see measles make a comeback and all sorts of other stories,
Yeah, you're supposed to look into that shit. It's your job.
Because COVID, I think, helped us come out of COVID. COVID helped us come out of that 3 years dumber.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We have the tendency to see patterns when we look out into the world, at all the noise that surrounds us. And when we're frightened, when we feel out of control, our brains give us more and more patterns, and we make more mistakes. And we felt pretty out of control and pretty frightened for the last 4 years. So it's not surprising that we've also seen at the same time as things like COVID, we've seen a massive uptick in the amount of conspiracy theories. The other thing that's crucial about this is that we're community creatures. We need to have a community. And at a time when we're becoming increasingly isolated, there's less like bowling leagues and things like that. All of a sudden, this alternate route to community shows up where people can share conspiracy belief systems online. They might be absurd, a lot of them, but they do provide a community, and we'd rather be wrong than be lonely.
Wow. Yeah, I like that. We'd rather be wrong than lonely. How do you interact with somebody who might believe something that is just entirely crazy?
Well, I mean, speaking of flat Earth, I've interviewed flat Earthers. And what tends to happen is that their flat Earth belief is part of a larger
fucking religious people
that everything we experience is a lie,
believe in the
that
fucking
everything is being manipulated, everything is being controlled by some kind of evil group somewhere. Just those they. Nobody specific, but just they. And the only thing you can do is you can try to understand the feelings behind those. What is causing this feeling of isolation?
Fuck about your feelings.
Being out of control. Try to find some kind of point of common reference. And then work from there. The problem is, as you mentioned before, those points of common reference
about a lot of stuff.
To find, even about things that seem so obvious as the Earth is a globe. I mean, we can
kiss my ass. You feel a certain way. Don't care how you feel.
So even something as fundamental as we live on a globe, these days, with all of the fractured perspectives that we get through social media, it becomes harder and harder to find those shared points of reference, and without them, it becomes harder and harder for us to communicate.
Nathan, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me on.
And Cover Up is a great podcast. Nathan Radke is one of the hosts. They look into all sorts of different conspiracies, things like UFOs. They're the place to be. Great podcast to listen to.
Now, an update from the CJ 8800 Traffic Center.
Well,
Spotting an ISO identified stalled object on the 40 westbound and exit from Highway 13, exit 60. It's protected right lane stalled to slow on the approach. Over on the 40 east after the Anjou interchange at Guadalupe/Ray, lost and a touch beyond that point. They have the left and center lanes closed, so you gradually get funneled into that right-hand lane. One lane outbound LaFontaine and inbound Illitorp Bridge, 2 lanes inbound LaFontaine and outbound Illitorp over the 40 span, and you have speed traps, photo radar, as they say, doubling the fines in both instances, 50 kilometers per hour at LaFontaine, 60 km/h over at the Tourt, and we do not have any road work tonight into tomorrow morning. 50 or over, ask your doctor, nurse, or pharmacist. Vaccination, pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 20 is right for you. Learn more at Prevnar20.ca. I'm Mark Shalhoub, CJAD at Hunter Traffic and Transit every 15 minutes. Your next report is at 10 o'clock.
Sarah used to let things get to her. Like the news. Or the fake news. The new girl at work. Her old boyfriend's new girlfriend. All that changed when she traveled south with Transat. It's the comeback change promo. Book now and get up to 40% off on vacation packages down south. Visit transat.com or contact your Club Voyage professional. Conditions apply. Air Transat. Travel moves us.
Do you have a blocked nose, a scratchy throat, an upset stomach? Follow your pharmacist's advice and rest up at home. There are efficient alternatives to the emergency room. Learn more at quebec.ca/health access. A message from the Gouvernement du Québec.
Enjoy 90 days without monthly financing payments or 90 great reasons to drive the Mazda CX-90 this winter. Get behind the wheel of the luxurious Mazda CX-90 and enjoy heated seats, defrosting mirrors, high-active all-wheel drive, and don't forget limited mileage warranty. Discover both the Mazda CX-90 mild hybrid and plug-in hybrid today. 90 days without monthly financing payments ends January 31st. Down payment required. Conditions apply. Details at your Mazda dealership.
This is Sam Watts from Welcome Hall Mission. In 2024, the needs are greater than ever. When you donate to Welcome Hall Mission, you help us provide free groceries to families struggling to make ends meet. You help us to connect seniors who are living in isolation to the Health and Social Services Network. And importantly, you help us support people who don't have a place to call home so that they can get back into permanent housing. The only way forward is giving back. Please donate today at welcomehallmission.com.
Do your legs feel tired and heavy? Do you experience cramps, pains, or tingling in your legs or feet? These may be signs of poor circulation and fluid buildup. Active Legs from New Nordic is scientifically formulated to improve circulation and strengthen veins and blood vessels in the legs, using clinically proven natural ingredients like grape seeds, maritime bark extract, and magnesium. 70% of Active Leg users report being symptom-free in just 60 days. Available at Shoppers Drug Mart, Loblaws Superstore, and Shonkatou, or online at Amazon and newnordic.ca.
The holiday season is officially behind us. The eggnog is gone and the decorations will soon be packed away. But maybe not Carol's next door. She leaves hers up all year long. I've never understood why. With Sunwing Vacations, say goodbye to January blues and hello to savings. Picture this: palm trees swaying, crystal clear waters, and not a fruitcake in sight. So long, awkward family moments. Paradise is calling. Book with your local travel agent or
Montreal's favorite fine furniture store is Mobile Art Decor. For over 30 years, Mobile Art has been the best source of exceptional, top-quality luxury furniture, custom upholstery, and accessories for lighting and design that will inspire and motivate you. Imported from Europe and around the world for every room and every taste. For a truly unique experience, professional interior design advice, and great service, visit Mobile Art, 8260 Devonshire, west of DeCarry. MobileArt.ca.
To discover the Auto Quebec Casino experience, pick a number from 1 to 36 now. And it's 3, like showing off your best. 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha at the casino's Latin fiestas. 18 years for game of Canadian.
Silver and gold for cash will pay the best way. Guaranteed for all unwanted or broken jewelry. There'll be all competition. And you'll receive cash or a check for your gold and silver on the spot. Go to Leonardo da Vinci Tuesday to Saturday 10 to 5 or silverandgoldforcash.com.
All right, he is brilliant. I also like the guy that I think is just fantastic is Tony Shalhoub. Man, that guy is unbelievably great. I think he was in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I would just watch that show because he was so fantastic in it. Let's let's talk about Paramount's The Woman in the Wall.
Let's take a good look at this.
She does.
She was walking away with my baby.
So this is on Paramount Plus in Canada, but it's actually a show.
We actually still talking about movies right now.
You're seeing mixed messages, that's why. It stars Ruth Wilson, who a lot of people remember from The Affair. She's been in a ton of stuff. She is a Luther, great actress. So she's a star here. The setup is that this character had a baby stolen from her when she was incarcerated at a convent like years ago. The storyline takes place in the present day, and she finds a dead woman in her house. So this dead woman, of course, is related to this like mystery from the past. So all of these things are happening. She becomes a suspect. It's a crime. It's like a crime drama. The difference is that this character, this woman, she sleepwalks from her past trauma. So of course she does terrible things when she sleepwalks, and even she doesn't know the truth. And I kind of like it. I mean, stories where you don't have a reliable narrator are always kind of fun because they just lend themselves to more twists.
Yeah.
So if that's your jam, this is a limited series. It starts with 10.
Let's talk about the fantastic, greatest streaming service ever, Crave, Late Bloomer.
Yeah, so it's stand-up comedian and YouTuber Jeff Green. His name is Jeff Green. I'm the comedian personality. This is his comedy series. So he has based loosely on his own life. And he's kind of a heightened version of himself. He's a guy who's trying to balance his Sikh immigrant family who have really strong beliefs and traditions with his own dreams of making it as a comedian and a content creator. So it's just, if you think of the kind of album content creators may have, like the first episode is all about his laptop going missing and there's new photos on it, so he's freaking out. Or the second episode is him trying to make a viral video or to go viral. So those kinds of problems. But it's light, it's fun, it's like a voice we don't necessarily always get, and I think he's got a lot of fans, so they're going to tune in, but this is also a great time for people to discover his comedy.
Amber, good to hear from you. Thank you very much. Looking forward to our conversations this year. Some good picks this weekend, and have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you, Dowling. This is the Talk Radio Network.
Sharon Cora's all-you-can-eat crepe festival. One crepe is $10. 5 crepes, $10. 10 crepes? Anyone? Also $10. Are we good? We're good. Offer available on plain crepes until February 11th. Only in restaurant at Cora breakfast and lunch.
On an MSC cruise, beauty is everywhere.
being kind and saying, oh, good for Loblaws for listening to the people and doing the right thing. I'm a lot more cynical than that. I think that Loblaws is a blunder. They really just think they got to get to them. They don't care how to affect, their shoppers. But a lot of us are watching that because they don't have a choice in that. But again, if you're struggling with tuition, you buy groceries expensive, you're likely not shopping and deciding a cheaper place to shop. I would agree. What was the difference? I didn't agree with that. There was hard to do. You were squeezing onions out of Canadians this week while PF just purely regards to hot with a big difference. That's why if you play single for your quarter, what have you. Yeah, I think they were part of the AM cookie for there. No other choice. But transparently doing so, this stuff is about to go bad. We're going to squeeze 20% off every purchase. And just of all the talking points that they've had for the last few years, even they couldn't figure out a way to get the demand just but to pull back.
I can't imagine them thinking like nobody's going to notice this. It's just although what I why you're so transparent with this working consent and segregation and it's running like and we're hearing inflation has gotten better.
Fucking shit, man.
I thought that there would be a 30% sticker the day before, like let's say it's like going to expire in 2 days, that it's 30% the one day and then the day that it expires it's 50%. That's how you use the 30% sticker. I'm not saying that they should get rid of it, but hey, maybe it's going to be gone tomorrow when it's 50% off, but I'll take the chance. Let's move along. Sports Illustrated, the publisher, and it has been tossed around recently because it has, I don't know, maybe lost its real kind of legacy about 5 years ago. So I don't know if this is really a story where we're talking about, hey guys, magazines are not a thing any longer, but there was a time when you were forced to read it. And let's face it, some of the best writers sometimes are sports writers, that they learn telling that arc of the human story that is prevalent in some of the sports stories, whether it's through somebody's life or through the tale of the game. Sports Illustrated, the publisher, lays off most of its staff. Says the union, it got caught in a bit of a scandal just before the holidays, Andrew, where they were allegedly, where they had allegedly two reporters that didn't exist. Their columns were AI and their faces were AI. But I don't know if you're a sports fan growing up with the legacy of not just the bikini model magazine.
Yeah, no, that's right. And I love long-term sports journalism. And it is, sports illustrated is such a brand in that kind of way. There's a lot of in-depth and different things involved in it. So I don't know if it is ever really justice to the kind of the magazine industry because we've seen any kind of return. I think it's maybe investments in areas that were implement great at one time. We've seen the downfall. And just the sense of growth. And then I was something that did a great brand. They are the fact that you were just trying to get people to say, I don't see that. Yeah, what about you, Dan? Yeah, well, I actually talked about some of the best writers are sports, and certainly in Montreal we have the tradition, you see names like that are no longer around. Ted Blackman, Red Fisher, Red Story. Some of the guys who are and some of the guys who are still around. And when you said the word legacy, this is Sports Illustrated for crying out loud. So whoever was making the decisions, too bad they also just developed the most a pretty hefty payment to their company. And the type of thing they're trying to get away with, they'll eventually get better at getting away with it. And now, in the short term, someone's going to have to pull this magazine back from the brink. Because again, it's Sports Illustrated for crying out loud.
But we saw what happened to Newsweek. Isn't Newsweek the same thing basically happened to Newsweek?
I feel like it kind of has, but even Sports Illustrated has even got to a more skeleton model. Like a lot of Sports Illustrated articles just source you from forums that they've read and they bring up like PDF. Like there's nothing kind of involved.
It's stuff that I see online now. It's just like it's like, hey, what would you think of a trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Edmonton Oilers? Click who some random writer thinks they should trade. I mean, don't get me wrong, I clicked on it.
But that's what state media anyway. Traditional media, they're treading that isn't putting it into. It's really wrong. Absolutely. Or on the AM, you think that's not going to work. Now you stop that.
Mitch Albom is, I know he's not a Montreal writer, but Mitch Albom would be one of the who's crossed over into legacy fascinating stuff. And he's clearly a great storyteller as well when it comes to sports. It is Andrew Pensage, Jim Richards, and Dan Laxer, who run down on Friday on the iHeart Talk Radio Network. Now, an update from the CJ88 traffic center. Good evening, and we are free of any stalls, slowdowns, closures tonight, and hopefully for most of the weekend we can limit the damage in the way of stalls and accidents, because these cold temperatures are one reason we can thank for such a lack of road work. None of it the weekend long variety, just some of it sprinkled throughout 20 West Service Road, Montreal, Toronto, Boulevard West, if you prefer, right now for this and create interchange. You'll be boarded up tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock from St. Jacques Street to Gallon Avenue. That's an 85-meter stretch, and it'll last until 7 o'clock. That bit of business to all my brothers. And you perhaps want to reflect on this. The April Bridge this morning, some occasions, some trucks were stalled, and nobody was going anywhere fast to traffic. That's the 20s. California Bridge was the alternate route, but that 30 toll booth is something to consider depending how far into and around town you may be going. It's a free toll bridge during the morning rush hour, only 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. So keep that in mind for next week if you're coming into the city off the western tip of the island, or even off the island itself. At Jacques Couture, our personnel selection and Irresistibles house brands help you save. This week, select Irresistibles maple syrups for only $5 each. Save with Jacques Couture. I'm Mark Chabot, CJAD 800 Traffic and Transit every 15 minutes. Coming up next at 10:45.
Okay. Walmart. Tomorrow. We're done doing this.
Unauthorized use of alcohol, drugs, or medication can have a serious impact on your life. For support and information, contact Drugs Help and Referral. Confidential, free, and available 24/7. Call or chat via drughelp.quebec.
Do you drive regularly? Alta Sciences is looking for healthy women aged 40 to 65 and driving a minimum of 8,000 kilometers a year. Participate in a clinical study with a driving simulator in Montreal. You may receive up to $10,600 for your participation. Visit goalta.ca for more details or call Alta Sciences at 514-373-2003. That's goalta.ca or 514-373-2003. We tend to minimize things. We say we're having a little cup of coffee. We're making a little change when we go from dark brown to platinum blonde. This year, however, Germain La Riviere is going big with its big winter sale. Get in on the biggest sale of the year on the biggest brands. Bosch dishwasher at $799. Leather love seat at $999. We buy back your old appliances and more. It's all about comfort. For when you have that little cup of coffee, live your dreams. Germain La Riviere. Details in store.
1877 cars for kids.
No.
KARS cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Done.
Cars for kids.
Just the worst. Okay. I don't care what fuck taste. We're not doing this anymore. I'm gonna go buy the big George tackle. I'm gonna get real fucking past this thing. We're done. It's fucking Mickey Mouse shit. swear to fucking God. Okay. Alone. You got any cards, kids? Yet? Hold on.
I'm super excited whenever bringing a girlfriend home. It's like, all right,
English.
finally, we can stop probably get this done. No, what? You broke up with her? How are we gonna get kids? A problem that you do not have, Dan.
No, it's not a problem I had, but I mean, listen, my kids are getting up there in age, and I'm going to play the opposite card. I'm nowhere near ready to be I don't want grandkids.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I'm going to call this bad journalism on the Globe and Mail's part. The apparent decline in the birth rate in Canada, it's not that significant a dip. And the woman at the heart of the article even says her friends have grandchildren. So it's almost like, well, I have grandchildren. Somebody needs to write about me. Yeah, there are young couples who choose not to have kids, and that's their choice, and it's fine. But we're also not saying, either Catholic or Pacific families like bringing 10 to 12, raising 10 to 12 kids at a time. It's just a different time. But for all the people that the Globe and Mail says are not having grandchildren, there are plenty who are.
Yeah, well, and also because we're not. I don't think we're unique to countries in the West. We're bringing new Canadians into the country, which is fine as long as they don't want to have a house.
Andrew, I think you're muted.
Oh, yeah, sorry, apologies. I was thinking, it would be key to have that house somewhere to live. But no, it's just this idea that, I got my last track of the commute thing. Oh, it's just this idea that the times are kind of changing. I always say my mom kind of got the grandkids of my other two brothers, so I don't really have to worry about it. It is kind of a damn thing, though, just like those large families just aren't happening as much anymore. You do see it more kind of accepted to have kind of more independent lifestyle. So I'm not kind of surprised. I'm also not surprised to see boomers complaining about that.
Yeah, no kidding. Dan, what is the story of how people are reacting in Montreal about the leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre, calling the mayor of Montreal, as we hear from CJAD, calling the mayor incompetent? She says,
the mayor of Montreal, Valerie.
A day after being called incompetent, Montreal's mayor responded.
The question, the burning question, your reaction.
To me, it is so not respectful to, my job, his job, anyone's job, and also this type of climate, the social climate we want to be part of. So I would point this
on Thursday, Poilievre posted on social media saying there's a major shortfall of construction in Quebec, even though Trudeau has given millions of dollars to incompetent mayors Plante and Quebec City's Bruno Marchand, who block construction sites.
how do people feel in this fight between Pierre Poilievre and the mayor of Montreal? I guess the mayor of Quebec City too. That would have to be cleared from the province, and the mayors don't even have anything to do with it now.
Well, that's part of what Mayor Plante did, exactly what she was saying. And in that clip, you heard David Hertel was on this morning at 9 to noon, and then later on, Aaron Rand and Natasha all asked the same question of our listeners. And it seemed to me that listeners were kind of split down the middle. But I'm of two minds as well. This is what Polyev does best, right? He's taking aim at anyone who he perceives to be standing in the way of his vision. That's his brand, and not an ineffective tactic. But his brand is also, as Mayor Plata points out, patronizing and disrespectful. And you know what? I didn't say that that's fine, because again, that's his brand, and he's got to stick to that. That said, they respond, and they have to respond, not just to Polyev, but they have to respond to the issue at hand. Not just to get wrong, that he's saying they're incompetent, but they also to beat him and they have to turn around and go, okay, between you and me, is he right? And if he's right, do we have to step up?
But what I thought was interesting from what David Patel said earlier today on CJAD is
political strategy. It's actually pretty smart. I don't remember anything Andrew Scheer or Aaron O'Toole ever did about Quebec getting so much exposure.
Should be meaning that clearly Dan or Andrew, we can get to Andrew in a second, that Pierre Poilievre, when you look at his polling, he's doing better with women because he took off his glasses and was wearing a t-shirt and holding his kid and family dude during the summertime. But when you look at how he's doing in Quebec, he's not doing great, and maybe this is going to help because finally he's talking about Quebec.
Well, that's exactly what David Patel was talking about, that conservative politicians traditionally had trouble raising their numbers in Quebec. That's why he's saying that what Polyev is doing is a good tactic, that it's going to get Quebecers who are not on side with either the mayor of Quebec City or Montreal. They're going to go, yeah, Polyev is right. Let's get rid of our mayors. We've got to do this, we've got to do that. Especially in Montreal, where all due respect to the mayor Font, there are an awful lot of people who, whether they realize, whether they know what they're talking about or not, don't like her.
If you go out of province for a medical procedure, this guy had been on a waiting list for 3 years in excruciating pain. So it doesn't matter the province. You could be in Quebec and come to Montreal. You could be in Montreal and go to Alberta. In this case, this guy goes to Alberta from Ontario because he just wanted to get it done. And he ended up going to a private clinic in Alberta, which seems to be the problem. If he went from Ontario system to the Alberta system, apparently the Ontario government would have paid for his procedure.
Paul Dave Zavarilia says after more than 3 years of being on a waiting list to have shoulder surgery, he decided to check out options in other provinces. He says as the pain became worse, in October of 2022, he underwent a procedure at a private clinic in Calgary.
I was going downhill fast, so I had to do something. Either live like that or get something done.
Purdane says before he had the surgery, he contacted OHIP and was told a percentage of the operation would be covered. As a non-resident of Alberta, he was charged $28,000. He was shocked when OHIP paid him less than $2,000.
So should we be outraged at that? I almost think like Andrew, in the court system, the Supreme Court kind of ruled like if you've been charged with murder, you have a right to a speedy trial, and that's somewhere in the 18-month range. Imagine living with a messed up shoulder and being on the queue for that long. I mean, if you can't do it in a certain amount of time, I think that the government should have to pay for you to get it done anywhere. But apparently the problem is he went to a private clinic and not just the Alberta healthcare system.
Well, at what point, like, you gotta do something. Like you say, like, you're in pain every day. So I would think that there should be a system where you kind of pick up the bill and, you figure it out later. But I did have this happen to me in Nova Scotia, Ontario, the first time when I was back from Nova Scotia to the Ontario ER. They charged me $800 because it was in a province. So it is something, I ended up getting a reversal or what have you, but it is something, I guess, that happens. I just don't understand this access to care across the country. Provincially,
especially now because the province of Ontario is moving in the direction of paying clinics to this sort of thing. Listen, I think there should be, like I said, the court system, you have a right to a speedy trial. You should have, there should be a cap on how long these waits or we'll pay for you to get it done somewhere else. Dan, have a great show on Sunday. Thank you very much for your time. In Lexer Sunday at 9 o'clock. Dan begins it tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. on CFRA. Guys, have a great weekend.
Back at you.
Thanks, guys.
Richard Krause in a matter of moments with the latest releases in the theaters or on your favorite streamer. He'll tell us about the top 3 movies. We'll try to predict what he will give them. Does Richard Krause love these movies? Next, the IR Talk Radio Network.
Now, an update from the CJ 8800 Traffic Center.
Good evening. We have ourselves a pretty looking drive out there. No stalls, no accidents reported by the ministry on Twitter. No scheduled road work. We've seen some pop-up signage work, light bulbs being switched, lamps and whatnot over the last couple of nights. And right now, something all of a sudden is flashing two lanes in the approach to the B-Salt Bridge. So either that's mobile maintenance or perhaps a crash. Best we can tell off in the distance. It's one or the other. We have one long range there of the outbound B-Salt Bridge to Montreal. Outbound LaFontaine Tunnel seems okay. Inbound tunnel, though, that's busy all of a sudden. Something must be cooking over there as we look at the jam camps in the sector. It's the tunnel itself because nothing is happening as those vehicles are exiting the tunnel itself. So maybe the Jacques should be in your future near term because nothing is scheduled right now and nothing is being reported officially at this stage by the ministry, which has scrapped all overnight roadworks. It's too cold out there. Flying direct to Tampa Bay with links there from $119, straight miles of snow, miles of sand, ultra affordable flights at flylinks.com. I'm Mark Shalhoub at CJ 88 at the Traffic Center report at 11 o'clock.
Coming up on Weekends with Ken.
On our Saturday morning together, so how was the show? A full Madonna concert review at 7:10. So West Island Elementary School kids do the right thing. That story at 7:20. And everything old is new again. How nostalgia is popping up in decor and design at 8:20. Weekends with Ken.
The latest news and a whole lot more.
Saturday and Sunday morning, 6 to 9 with Ken Connors.
News Talk Radio. CJD 800.
When the time comes to choose a new Toyota, never compromise on quality. Buy or lease your new Toyota at Spinelli Toyota.
It's time to Toyota at Spinelli Toyota. Take advantage of a $2,000 cash rebate on 2023 BZ4X demonstration vehicles, starting from $133 per week on a 60-month lease at 7.19% with $0 down. A 100% electric SUV for $42,500, including government rebates.
Spinelli Toyota, the address of choice for all automotive services in Lachine and Point Claire. This is Sam Watts from Welcome Home Mission. In 2024, the needs are greater than ever. When you donate to Welcome Home Mission, you help us provide free groceries to families struggling to make ends meet. You help us to connect seniors who are living in isolation to the Health and Social Services Network. And importantly, you help us support people who don't have a place to call home so that they can get back into permanent housing. The only way forward is giving back. Please donate today at welcomehomemission.com.
Auto Show now activated.
Incredible vehicles, the new Auto Sports Zone, modified motorbikes, and racing cars. Plus, the Performance Tuning Zone with 30 modified vehicles. The event for thrill seekers. The Auto Show, presented by IA Home and Auto Insurance, in collaboration with the Gazette.
Palais de Golden, January 19th to 28th.
Discover the benefits of yoga for 50% off at Bhavijin Yoga. Whatever your level, you'll find a yoga style to suit you. Choose from a wide variety of classes, including hot yoga, plank yoga, and even wall yoga. And once you've taken care of yourself, take pampering to the next level at Mary Nerve with a gift certificate for body care, facial treatments, or hair removal. Plus, all their products are for sale on site. Find these and other great local deals at shopago.ca. When the time comes to choose a new Toyota, never compromise on quality. Buy or lease your new Toyota at Spinelli Toyota.
It's time to Toyota at Spinelli Toyota. Take advantage of a $2,000 cash rebate on 2023 BZ4X demonstration vehicles, starting from $133 per week on a 60-month lease at 7.19% with $0 off. A 100% electric SUV for $42,500, including government rebates.
Spinelli Toyota, the address of choice for all automotive services in Lachine and Point Claire.
1 in 2 people struggling with their mental health aren't getting the help they need. That's why for Bell Let's Talk Day, we're highlighting organizations such as NAFC. They support friendship centers offering programs, services, and help to improve the well-being of Indigenous people living in urban environments across Canada. To find out more about the National Association of Friendship Centers or to discover other resources that create real change in mental health every day, visit bell.ca/let's talk.
Good morning, friends.
What are you up to this morning?
To go for a little butter popcorn right now. Why is that?
It is National Popcorn Day. Popcorn, anyone?
Is that popcorn? Popcorn. It's a national treasure.
I understand they're eating butter popcorn. This is incredible popcorn.
A little piece of popcorn stuck in my tooth. Ooh.
Happy National Popcorn Day!
Okay, everybody, it's showtime.
This is News Talk Tonight with Jim Richards on the iHeartRadio Talk Network.
And that means it's time for Slow News Day on a Friday, getting into the weekend. Here's Tony Tedesco.
Pop, 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 pop! National Popcorn Day. I love it. We normally don't do birthdays on Slow News Day, but happy birthday to one of entertainment's biggest legends, Dolly Parton. She's 78 today. Here's an audio capsule of just some of her amazing career from her introduction on the Porter Wagner Show to last year's release of the Rockstar album.
Here's a little gal that I know you're going to really learn to love. She ain't no dumb blonde, though. Ready, Miss Dolly Parton?
Just because I'm blonde, don't think I'm dumb. But this dumb blonde ain't nobody's fool. Jolene, 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 Jolene.
You are now and forever a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame.
You come again, looking
It is my pleasure to induct you into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And in her late 70s, she's got that great rock album out right now. Man, it's hard not to like Dolly Parton, whether or not you like her for her looks or her music or the fact that she has given so much back in her community in Tennessee and in fact to people all around North America with her reading programs. Man, that and in her late 70s, she's got that great rock album out right now. Man, it's hard not to like Dolly Parton, whether or not you like her for her looks or her music or the fact that she has given so much back in her community in Tennessee and in fact to people all around North America with her reading programs. Man, that
the door 2 days this week? Why couldn't we just do that once for one full day? Who's doing the math? What math we doing here? What is it? Is it the amount of hours in or the amount of days I have to drag my kids here? It's causing me angina, getting them out of the house, only to have to then come pick up within 3 hours? What can I get done in 3 hours? I can't get nothing done. I'm circling my tail for at least an hour and a half at home. What are we doing? Who can I talk to?
I love that. I don't know that that's a thing in Canada, but I definitely love it. I don't know that it's news, but she deserves a tip of the hat.
There you go. A New Jersey gas station may be getting fined after 26 drivers reported issues with their vehicles because the gasoline was 58% water. Many cars were broken down